In order, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start with a roll call.
Council President O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Councilmember Prince.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
Councilmember Van. Councilmember Albertson. And Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, one absent.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council excuse the absent member.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the absent council member be excused. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. First up is the administrative report.
Information about preventative street maintenance traffic projects and road closures week can be found at rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting unless otherwise noted. Streets will always remain open. That
That was a short one.
yes, sir.
All right. Next up is audience comment. We do have a few people signed up to speak. When I call your name, please step up to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Please give your name, city of residence, and what you'll be discussing. There'll be a timer in front you can see, and when the light turns yellow, please start wrapping up your comments. And the first person is Emilio Lagares. Emilio? Are we virtual? Am I saying it wrong?
I believe they signed up to speak in person.
Juliana Dobble. No Giuliani? Okay. Well, I know this person's here, Diane Dobson.
I did with the computer last time. It went out on me. Good evening, City Council and Administration. I'm Diane Dobson, the CEO of the Renton Chamber of Commerce. I quote from the White House relating to the ARPA funds, America Rescue Plan. The American Rescue Plan is delivering direct relief to the American people, rescuing the American economy and starting to beat the virus. The COVID-19 pandemic and the corresponding economic crisis have undermined the health and economic well-being of American workers. Millions of Americans, many of whom are people of color, immigrants, and low-wage workers, continue to put their lives on the line every day to keep the country functioning throughout the pandemic. And more than 9.5 million workers have lost their jobs in the wake of COVID-19, with 4 million out of work for half a year or longer. Without additional government assistance, the economic and public health crisis could drag on. The American Rescue Plan will change the course of the pandemic and deliver immediate relief for American workers. The COVID-19 public health crisis and resulting economic crisis created a variety of challenges for small, micro, and solo businesses and communities across the country. The Treasury Department provided critical assistance to small businesses across the country, facilitating the urgent deployment of capital and support to help those organizations not just preserve, but recover on solid footing. Two of the programs we've heard that businesses used and leaned into were small businesses in particular, relied upon so heavily in the recovery from the pandemic was the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, which provided small businesses with the resources they needed to maintain their payroll, hire back employees who were laid off, and cover applicable overhead, and also the availability of the EIDL loan funding, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Did you know you don't have to have a social security number to run a business? If you don't have a social security number, a business owner relies upon what's known as an EIN, or an employer identification number. That business owner, through their EIN, still pays into our system of government. Did you know you do have to have a social security number to apply for the Paycheck Protection Program, as well as the Economic Injury Disaster Loan? Think about that for a minute when we think about the recent census results of how very diverse the city of Renton is. That same diversity applies to our wonderful business community. and not just our business community in the downtown core. So I ask you again to think about that as it relates to our wonderfully diverse city of Renton and our diverse business community. You do not have to have a social security number to run a business, but you do have to have a social security number to qualify for two of the Federal Relief Act programs through the Payroll Protection Program and the Economic Injury Disaster Loans. City staff identified 2 rounds of funding. One was the CARES funds, which went citywide and were exhausted with only 250 businesses receiving funding. We have near to 5,000 active business licenses in the city. And with the CARES funding being exhausted, that causes me to believe there was indeed additional need of funding throughout our entire city. The support through the ARPA funds, however, were limited to businesses in our downtown core. And while we all know I love businesses in the downtown core, the intentional and deliberate boundaries of those businesses was exclusionary in support of businesses throughout our entire city, as ARPA funding was designed to accomplish. Esteemed council members, any of those items on your administrative list of suggested uses for the surplus ARPA funding can qualify for general fund use in the future. Sidewalk improvements, SEPTED, and HVAC. Small business loans, however, cannot, as Councilmember McIrvin pointed out earlier, as they are prohibited under the gift of public funds. I understand the department heads are here to advocate for their projects in their departments, and they are doing a phenomenal job with the same. They are doing their jobs. However, what they are asking you to do as council members with your decisions on the biennial budget is to put property over people. Please let that resonate. Property over people. While we heard from Public Works earlier that the sidewalks would wait until mid-2024, which would make those of us who love sidewalks quake with trepidation of a half a year to wait for fix or repair our sidewalks, we have some business owners who have received zero funding. No funding as a result of the COVID pandemic. And I circle back to the express purpose of the ARPA funds. The American Rescue Plan is delivering direct relief to the American people, rescuing the American economy. Not sidewalks, not bushes, not lighting. The American Rescue Plan will change the course of the pandemic and deliver immediate relief for American workers. So on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, and especially on behalf of our diverse business community, I urge the Renton City Council to please consider additional business grants with the surplus ARPA funds.
Right, thank you. Next up is the consent agenda. There are 7 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council would like pulled for separate consideration?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President O'Halloran.
hearing none, I move that the council approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Moved by Council President O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We're on to unfinished business. Council President O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the committee of the whole has one committee report.
Committee of the Whole Committee Report, 2024 Property Tax Levy. The Committee of the Whole recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the proposed property tax levy ordinances to increase the 2024 property tax levy by 1%, plus new construction and prior year adjustments, and conduct first reading of the ordinances at tonight's council meeting.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the committee of the whole committee report.
Second.
Moved by Council President O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the committee of the whole committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, so it's the ayes have it. All right. Councilmember McIrvin.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Transportation Committee has one report to present.
Okay, Transportation Committee report. This is regarding a closure of Sunset Boulevard Northeast. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to adopt the resolution authorizing the closure of Sunset Boulevard Northeast between I-405 northbound and southbound freeway ramps for a period not to exceed 60 days between January 15th, 2024 and May 14th, 2024 for the purpose of widening the existing bridge over Sunset Boulevard Northeast and completing the seismic retrofits on the existing bridge piers. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Councilmember Prince,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Perez,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van,
No unfinished business.
Councilmember Albertson's not here. Councilmember Rivera.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
We have.
Oh.
We have
Oh,
utilities. Yes.
Councilmember Albertson is absent today, so I have utilities today.
All
Please
right.
forgive my oversight. Yes, the Utilities Committee has one committee report to present. Two committee reports. My apologies, team. You can fire me later.
Utilities Committee report. The first one is an agreement with Carollo Engineers for the Kennydale Lakeline Sewer System Improvements Final Design. The Utilities Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement with Carollo Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $1,663,616 for final design of the Kennydale Lakeline Sewer Improvements Project. This is signed by the committee vice chair and member.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Utilities Committee.
Second.
Second by Councilmember McGurven. The council concur with the utility committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the final Utilities Committee report is regarding an agreement with Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated. The Utilities Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement with Jacobs Engineering Group Incorporated in the amount of $296,170.91 for the Ginger Creek and Honey Creek sub-basin plans. This too is signed by the committee vice chair and member.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council concur with the recommendation of the Utilities Committee.
Second.
Councilmember Rivera, seconded by Councilmember McGurven. The council concur with the utility committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are on to legislation. We have one resolution and two ordinances for first reading.
Right, the resolution is authorizing the Sunset Boulevard closure. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing temporary full street closures of Sunset Boulevard Northeast between the I-405 northbound and southbound freeway ramps.
Mr. Mayor. I move the resolution be adopted as read.
It's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, next is the ordinance regarding the 2024 property tax increase. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the dollar amount and percentage increase for the property tax to be levied for the year 2024, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor. I move that ordinance be advanced to second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the ordinance be advanced to the second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, ayes have it.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I know. I just wanted to shake that my microphone was working. Sorry. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a technical issue with the microphones.
They're a little delayed today.
Yeah. So, was there any nays?
I believe there's one nay.
Thank you. Right, so the final ordinance is regarding establishing the 2024 property tax levy. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, establishing the property tax levy for the year 2024 for general city operational purposes in the amount of $25,783,496, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor. I move the ordinance be advanced to second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the ordinance be advanced to second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, ayes have it, one nay. And we are on to new business. Council President O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Next Monday, November 13th, 2023, the Committee of the Whole meeting has been canceled. Next Monday, November 13th, 2023, at 7 p.m., our regularly scheduled council meeting will be held here in chambers and via video conference. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember McGurven.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, November 13th at 5:15 p.m., the Planning and Development Committee will be meeting in the council conference room and by video conference. 3 items, docket 18, Group C update, D228, bonus density, amendment to the bicycle and trails master plan update, and emerging issues in CED. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, November 13, 2023, at 3 p.m., the Finance Committee will be taking place in the council conference room as well as via video conference. There are 10 items on the agenda. First, interagency agreement between the Renton Police Department and the Washington Traffic Safety Commission. Second, utility bill leak adjustment request for Bell Renton Holdings, LLC. Third, utility bill leaking adjustment request for T3 Capital LLC. Fourth, agreement with Soft Resources LLC for enterprise resource planning project management. Fifth, agreement with Renova Stereo LLC for winter lights displays. Sixth, approval of 1/10 of 1% sales tax dedicated to transportation improvements. Seventh, bid award for Burnett Avenue South sidewalk and utilities replacement project. Eighth, mid-biennial budget. Ninth, vouchers. And 10th, emerging issues in finance. Also, Mr. Mayor, after evaluation of the council liaison position, it was determined that the current level of responsibilities, tax, and duties of this position do not match the current job description. Updates will be made to the job description to reflect the additional work that the council liaison is currently doing. Therefore, I move that the council liaison position shall be converted to a position titled Chief of Staff of the City Council to be compensated at the grade M26 Step E salary effective January 1st, 2024. This position conversion shall be included in the mid-biennial budget and presented at the November 13, 2023 Finance Committee meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, Perez, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council liaison position shall be converted to a position titled Chief of Staff of the City Council to be compensated at grade M26, Step E salary, effective January 1st, 2024. This position conversion shall be included in the mid-biennium budget and presented at the November 13th, 2023 Finance Committee meeting. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Van.
I want to thank Councilmember Perez for her motion. I think this is long overdue, and I appreciate us bringing on to the dais to discuss about this because the council liaison position, if the public doesn't know, that particular individual serves all 7 of us council members. She's our only staff, and the workload that's been put on her and the additional work that will continue to be because we have increased our city from 40,000 resident to 107,000 and counting. So thank you so much.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. All right, we are on to oh, wait,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
what am I missed?
Nope, you're good. I thought you were about to move to the end.
Okay.
I'm ahead of you.
All right, at ease. All right, Councilmember Van.
No new business.
Okay, all right, Councilmember Rivera.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, what's the wish of the council?
Move adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Council President O'Halloran that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We're adjourned.